Hello everybody, this is the Starving Martian, and today we are taking a look at everybody's favorite Sonic the Hedgehog side character. This, of course, is Big the Cat. Alright, now Big the Cat here was made by a group called Jazzwares Incorporated, licensed by Sega, and it doesn't have a year stamped on him. I picked him up probably about 5 or 6 years ago. I was at a local mall at the FYE store, and they had this guy discounted from 25 or so that he was originally in a box set, all the way down to $3 and change. And it was like the third time he'd been discounted. There's just layers of discount stickers on the box. Nobody wanted poor Big the Cat. And so I kind of felt sorry for him, and for $3 and change, decided to bring him home. And anyway, since then, I've actually given him to my youngest daughter to keep as a toy because she actually likes Big the Cat. And I said, why not? I have a video game character shelf for collectibles and stuff, but he never really blended in quite that well up there. So I said, she's gonna probably enjoy him more than I will. And but she recently came across him cleaning her room, and we dusted him off, and said, it might be fun just to put him up here for you guys to look at as well. Alright, so Big the Cat, of course, he appears first in a video game called Sonic Adventure. This is where he's most widely known for, most notorious for. And during the course of Sonic Adventure, you play as multiple characters. Each has their own storyline. Each goes through more or less the same levels, but some have different areas of each level they go through. They each have their own play style, their own goals, and you have to play as each of the characters to get the true ending of the game. And Big the Cat, his whole storyline is his friend Froggy, who you see here, who's included in the set. His friend Froggy eats part of chaos, I think, or absorbs part of chaos. I don't know. And he grows a tail and runs away. And so you have to play as Big and track Froggy down and capture him. And you do so not by the usual run and jump of a Sonic game, but through a fishing game. And so you go fishing for Froggy, and you can catch other fish as well, and get different points or whatnot depending on what kind of fish you catch and how big it is and that sort of thing. And the fishing game isn't all that bad. I actually quite enjoy it myself. The problem is not the fishing game. The problem is that it's necessary. I think if it was just a bonus mini game, nobody would complain about Big. But you're playing Sonic the Hedgehog, which is completely based on speed and action, and suddenly you slow down to a grind to walk around as a big, oversized feline and do some fishing. As I said, it's not a bad game, but it does interrupt the flow of Sonic Adventure, and I can understand why people don't like it, but I don't really think Big deserves all the hate he gets. I think another part of the problem is just his big doofy voice they gave him. He's all like, Froggy, where are you? Froggy? So, anywho, let's take a look at Froggy. This is the Froggy that came with him. This is what justified making it a box set and not just a figure. It was like in a box, like, I don't know, longer than needed to be, because there's a separate portion just for Froggy to be sitting on. But it's a pretty good sculpt of Froggy here. He's got some orange and some yellow, and actually even a little bit of red in the cheek. Some black in the eyes. They did good on his coloring. There's that troublesome chaos tail. They even took the time to color the underside of Froggy, so that was rather nice of them. And for a tiny little plastic frog with a tail attached to it, it's not bad. It's quite well done. Big himself is also very well done. Now, Big is actually, aside from the fact he's not as popular character, I think that toy-wise, action figure-wise, Big is better than almost any other Sonic the Hedgehog character that came out at this time because of his legs and his center of gravity. And what I mean by that is Sonic the Hedgehog, I remember the toys they were making were so posable. They added so many joints to the legs and the arms and everything that Sonic was too heavy for his own legs, and it was impossible to get him to stand. He would topple over backwards, he would topple over forwards, he would bend like a pretzel. And Big here, supports his own weight and still manages to have plenty of posability. His head can swivel back and forth. His arms come up and down and in and out. He's got elbow joints and also a swivel at the wrist, which is really good. His tail can swing back and forth. And his stubby little legs here still have some movement. You could bring the feet in and out like this. You could rotate them. And like I said, he holds his own weight, which is not something that all the figures in the line did. And so he's actually rather well made for what he is. Now, I always thought that this guy should have come with a fishing pole accessory. He does not. That's his whole shtick in the game as he goes fishing. And his hands actually seem to be molded to hold a fishing rod. And I can't help but wonder if there's some alternate version of him, maybe in a different packaging, maybe a Japanese exclusive, I don't know, that actually came with a fishing rod, because it looks for all the world like he should have one, but he did not. Would be great if he had a fishing rod with some kind of magnet gimmick that you could actually use to pick up Froggy. That would have been awesome. But as it is, it's a pretty cool character. Now, like I said, I paid about $3 and change for him. I've seen him going brand new in package on eBay for like $40. I would not pay that much for a Big the Cat. But, if you're a Sonic collector and you absolutely positively have to have one, well, it's an option. It's there. I've always wondered about Big the Cat, what his personality is like in the original Japanese versions of the game, because I think he's supposed to be a very Japanese character. And the reason I say that is because if you look at his feet, he's wearing these sandals, which are a traditional Japanese style of sandal. I don't know what the exact title or word for that is, but I've seen it before. I'm not a big fan of anime manga. Manga, I think is how they pronounce it. And it's just an art style that's never appealed to me, which I know is odd for a sci-fi enthusiast. But I've seen enough to know that he does have some very Japanese handles there. And in Sonic Heroes, his other big game, where he's on Team Amy, during team poses, he always pulls out this traditional Japanese umbrella sort of thing. And so I've always wondered what his character is like in the original Japanese versions of the games. But if anybody knows, leave a comment and keep me informed. I would deeply appreciate. But anywho, as far as size comparisons go, let's see. Here's Big next to Super Mario. See, actually, they're about the same height. Here's Big next to Link from a modern World of Nintendo toy line. And again, about the same height. He's obviously much wider. And let's see, here's Big with a Metroid on his head, and it fits there ridiculously well. Honestly, it looks like it was made for him. Alright, and that's about it for Big the Cat. Like I said, it's kind of expensive and hard to find these days, but if you come across one in a tag sale, yard sale, that sort of thing, or just happen to get a good deal, go ahead and pick one up, especially if you already have a Sonic the Hedgehog collection. Well, that's about it. We'll wrap us up. So this has been The Starving Martian. We will catch up with you all next time. Until then, keep your eyes out for Froggy, everyone. Bye.